Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how I made this reusable and washable wee pad for my new little puppy here. This is such a great idea if you don't want to keep buying wee pads and you just want to have so many on hand, and it's also great for the environment. So here's what I did. So I bought fusible fleece, and if you're not sure what that is, I'll link it below. And I also have these other two fabrics here that actually repel water, and there is such thing as waterproof fabric if you're interested in that as well. And I used my original wee pad as a template and I measured it. So the one I'm making here measures about, just the wee pad part, about 18 inches by 18 inches. Again, you can make it any size you want. And then the bottom of the wee pad is about almost 21 inches square. So the first thing I did is I took one of my pink squares and I'm going to just iron the fusible fleece right on, and I'm going to make sure that fleece, the side with the adhesive, is touching the right side of my fabric. And I put the other pink square right over it just to protect the fleece at first. And then I removed it and I gave it one last press just to make sure it's adhered on really well. And now I'm going to take the other square, making sure they're right sides together. I'm going to lay it right over it, matching all four sides, and I'm going to pin it together. Loving this tutorial? Please subscribe so you can stay up to date with all my latest videos. So now I'm taking it over to my sewing machine and I'm going to sew all around, leaving an opening right here. I'm just going to mark where my opening is, and I'm going to give it about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. So I started at one of my markings and I'm making my way around, pivoting on the corners. And now I'm turning it right side out, always the funnest and most exciting part. And I'm going to use my chopstick to get all those corners out. And now it needs a nice press, so I'm going to turn in the open area here so it just goes in with the seam. But before I do that, I make sure the seam is pressed out as much as possible, just like I'm doing here, and I'm giving it a press. Now what I'm going to do next is bring it over to the sewing machine and give it a top stitch all the way around, which will enclose this opening here, and I'm going to stay very close to the edge of the wee pad, and then I'm going to give another top stitch around the fusible fleece here so it really stays in place. And then you can just keep sewing more designs over the fleece. It's totally up to you. And then I give it one last final press, and that's it. These wee pads are really awesome. So if you really enjoyed this tutorial, why don't you also check out these other videos here that are just as quick and easy to make. Thanks for watching.